to know, why'd you walk away from $50 million?
Well, I wasn't walking away from the money.
Yeah.
I was walking away from the circumstances that were coming with the newfound plateau.
Yeah.
I mean, you see before, look, Mariah Carey made a $100 million deal, and 3 months later, she's all of a sudden mysteriously crazy. Or Martin Lawrence punches through and he's waving a gun on the street screaming, "They're trying to kill me."
Yeah. Yeah, we hear those stories.
And it always happens around the time of their career where it seems as though they're crossing over the next plateau.
Yeah.
Patrice and I discussed that as I was driving back from Philly, and Patrice has got the angle on it. The guy's nuts.
Dude,
the guy is nuts.
My sister has the same look in her eye, and Dave needs help.
Well, you think so? I haven't heard the clip or anything.
Do you think you can't hear a clip? You have to.
No,
watch.
you got to watch him.
Billy, do you think it was the white guy you said that was laughing at the clip? I'm gonna guess Neil Brennan.
Well, if you look at the Time magazine, this shit's all documented, yo. If you look at the Time magazine thing, Neil's quote is that basically they were corroborating each other. So Neil's quote in that Time magazine, the one with that had Bill Gates, promoting Xbox 360 in it.
Yeah.
And Neil goes, and I'm paraphrasing. He's like, Dave said people are laughing at me, which he was talking about on Oprah. And Neil says, how can we laugh at you? How can we make you look like a fool? You run the show.
And Neil was his head writer and all that, and really good friend, by the way.
No one can make you look like a fool.
And Neil, according to Chappelle, Neil never called Dave after he went AWOL.
How can you not call? Listen, if I'm on your coattails for my entire life, and fuck friendship, maybe we're friends, but on a business level, $50 million flew across the continent. Right. I'm going to fucking try to find my $500,000 or whatever the fuck I'm entitled to.
Well, Chappelle was on Oprah, and he was doing a skit. It was obviously, a hardcore black skit or whatever, and some white guy was laughing a little too hard, and Dave was like, oh, now they're laughing at me instead of with me. And I turned to Lindsay and went, Bill Burr. Oh, Bill Burr wrecked the whole thing. Bill Burr wrecked the whole thing.
Not on drugs.
Nah, not for years.
Okay.
No, I'm not on drugs.
And you weren't on drugs at the time?
No, not at all. Not at all. I'm telling you, I was incredibly stressed out. Love is like a nutrient. And I was deficient on vitamin love.
Really? Were you really? No, really, what was going on?
Man, where do you start? Damn this story. I was doing sketches that were funny, but socially irresponsible. I felt like I was deliberately being encouraged, and I was overwhelmed. So it's like you're getting flooded with things, and you don't pay attention to things like your ethics. Yeah. Or when you get so overwhelmed.
He never answered anything. He was just...
And Oprah goes, and?
Right. Yeah. She was getting frustrated. I'm so with you. I went home after we talked on the phone. I had it on DVR. I watched the entire thing. There is something in that guy's eyes that is just not right. Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, you guys are going to learn a lot tonight.
What can they learn?
Like you guys are students now, so you're idealists, but you don't know about where art and corporate interests meet yet. Just prepare to have your heart broken. Like, in a way, you see him laughing that evil laugh? Because he knows, man, and everybody laughs at me, but just get your Africa tickets ready, baby, because it's coming. It's coming. You have no idea.
When Martin Lawrence was in that chair, we talked about Blue Streak.
I love that too.
He played a role in your life, I believe. How do you feel about him as a person, as an artist?
Martin Lawrence is the guy that showed everybody you can make it from D.C. to Hollywood. And I I had a personal stake in his success. Every time he did something, it made me feel inspired and really good. And he was always real nice to me. He'd sit me down, what's going on with you, baby boy? What? We'd talk about comedy, whatever. And, you know, when we did Blue Streak, we were promoting it, and Martin had a stroke. He almost died. And then after that, I saw him, and I was like, oh, my God, Martin, are you okay? And he said, I got the best sleep I ever got in my life. That's how tough he is. So let me ask you this. What is happening in Hollywood that a guy that tough will be on the street waving a gun, screaming, they are trying to kill me? Yeah. What's going on? Why is Dave Chappelle going to Africa? Why does Mariah Carey make a $100 million deal and take her clothes off on TRL? A weak person cannot get to sit here and talk to you. Ain't no weak people talking to you. So what is happening in Hollywood? Nobody knows.
Begin, though, with the latest on Kanye West. We're learning more about his breakdown, what was going on before he was hospitalized. West is now getting a psychiatric evaluation in Los Angeles. ABC's Diane Macedo has all the new details. Good morning, Diane.
George, good morning. West was being treated for sleep deprivation when his doctor reportedly called 911 saying he was psychotic. Now a famous friend of Kanye's is speaking out saying he saw warning signs.
Alicia Barton was taken to the hospital after law enforcement was called to her West Hollywood apartment. Deputies and emergency responders were dispatched after there were reports of a woman yelling at about 7 in the morning. Now, TMZ reported the actress was rambling on about the world shattering and her mom being a witch. At one point, she also reportedly began yelling something about Ziggy Stardust. Responders took Barton to the hospital. There is no word on her condition.
On planet Earth, bye. Like, anybody? Oh my God, it's over. I feel it. And it's angry. Oh my God. Oh my mother. I always knew it. Oh, you witch. I knew it. What a witch. I was right. I was right.
Let me ask you this. What is happening in Hollywood that a guy that tough will be on the street waving a gun, screaming, they are trying to kill me? Yeah. What's going on? Why is Dave Chappelle going to Africa? Why does Mariah Carey make a $100 million deal and take her clothes off on TRL? A weak person cannot get to sit here and talk to you. Ain't no weak people talking to you. So what is happening in Hollywood? Nobody knows.
You know, and it's a big culture of mind control, too. MK Ultra mind control rules in Hollywood. If you don't know, Google that and look into it.
The worst thing to call somebody is crazy, is dismissive. I don't understand this person, so they're crazy. That's bullshit. These people are not crazy. They're strong people. Maybe the environment is a little sick. I mean, I'm a conspiracy theorist to a degree. Like, when I connect dots that maybe shouldn't be connected, I don't know. But certain dots, like when I see that they put every black man in the movies in a dress at some point in their career, I'll be connecting them down, like, why all these brothers gotta wear a dress? That's happened to me. I'm doing a movie with Martin.
Yeah.
The movie's going good. So I walk in the trailer, I'm like, man, this must be the wrong trailer, because there's a dress in here. They come in. The writer comes in. I think he's the writer. He's like, Dave, listen, we got this hilarious scene where Martin's sneaking out of jail. So he disguises you as a prostitute. And he put this dress on. And, huh? What? A prostitute? Nah, I'm not doing that. I don't feel comfortable with that. That should have been in the discussion. What? You don't feel comfortable with it? I mean, it's a hilarious bit. All the greats have done it. So, well, if all the greats have done it, it's kind of hacky, right? You're right. So why don't we just not do it? Because I don't feel comfortable wearing a dress. Oh, come on, Dave. Listen, we got it all set up. We're supposed to shoot. Every minute you waste costs this much money. No, the pressure comes in. Huh. He said, I'm not wearing no dress, man. I'm funnier than a dress. Just give me something funny to say. I don't need to wear no dress to be funny. What am I, Milton Berle? You know, we're going like this. And then finally he's like, and he leaves. And then, like, the director comes, Dave, it really would be great if you wear the dress. What is wrong? What is this, Brokeback Mountain in here? So then, wear the dress. I don't want to wear the dress. I want to wear this dress. You know what I mean? This is, oh, gosh, it's so difficult. They leave. Now the producers comes, come on, David, would be so great. I mean, and then I started thinking about it. All the comics that I've seen, man, you know, strong brothers, why they be putting us in these dresses? But the minute it was clear, I was adamant, I'm not wearing a dress. I'm not wearing the dress. All right, fine. Think of something else. Guy comes back 10 minutes later, the whole new scene. Hot damn, how did you write the scene so fast? You know, it's like, so you gotta take a stand. You know, I was beat down. I wasn't living right. You know what I mean? Like, the weed thing was just a bad habit at this point. And you know what I mean? All these, you know, chicken head girls you mess with when it comes with the territory. I'm just being real. Just being real. Just wasn't living right, man. I didn't feel good. And the stand-up stuff was just some angry stuff. It was just like I was kind of bottoming out. But when my dad died, because I've been commuting back and forth to Ohio so much, that's when I bought the farm, which I called the Hollywood farm.
Everyone looks at you as the greatest stand-up.
That is not true, but I appreciate it.
A lot of people. Do you consider yourself the greatest?
No. Dave Chappelle still lives and breathes.
Okay.
And you know, the fact that the industry blacklisted him for the last 7 years does not take away from the fact that he still walks the earth. So I stand in deference to him, but I am the king of all of the rest of comedy. Let's make no mistake.
You're definitely number two.
Some of us are against the Illuminati, and we are against the Illuminati at our own detriment. When people are against the Illuminati, then they get punched in the face all the time. The press hates them, and nobody likes them. End quote.
We all love Dave Chappelle.
Exactly. Dave Chappelle has never been a part of the Illuminati. They don't want him or me or people like us. Yeah. But now it's not necessary for us to stir up that hornet's nest unless we intend to get stung 1,000,000 times. I didn't understand that. They had to sting me 1,000,000 times. Right. I'm still not going to join, but I respect it a little more.
You had the Dave Chappelle show at Comedy Central, and then you didn't have the Dave Chappelle show at Comedy Central. I guess you said, I don't want your show anymore, and you took out.
Listen, here it is. Technically, I never quit. I'm 7 years late for work.
has indeed happened. All I can tell you is that I do have the quote from a very reliable source who... Okay, here's a quote from a woman who claims to be Chappelle's cousin, and she says, I quote, Dave Chappelle is my cousin, and I can tell you firsthand, from personal knowing and fact, Dave has sold out. He said about less than a year ago that he wanted to get back into the industry, and he wanted to start back making films and doing shows and such, and he said he was going to do whatever he had to do to get back in the game. And so now we, who personally know him, know what he meant by that. He meant taking the oath, signing his name in blood, and joining the Brotherhood so that he could get back in the game and be up there with Kevin Hart. End quote.
You know, I'm a public person. I can't just say everything I actually think. It's be too much. No, there'll be none of that. I'll speak freely once a year, nigga. The Illuminati Christmas party. I just want you guys to remember, you know, that right now there's this thing where ethics aren't what they used to be. This idea that people are trying to replace the ideas of good and bad with better or worse. And that is incorrect. You gotta keep your ethics intact because good and bad is a compass that helps you find the way. And a person that only does what's better or worse is the easiest type of person to control. They are a mouse in a maze that just finds the cheese. But the one who knows about good and bad will realize that he's in a maze. So, that being said, I just hope that all of you guys transcend whatever you see as your obstacles and that you live outstanding lives and that you stay connected to your communities because you have so much power there, and that you grow your communities and you diversify your communities, and that you don't let anybody tell you you can't or to be afraid. It's okay to be afraid because you can't be brave or courageous without fear. The idea of being courageous is that even though you're scared, you just do the right thing anyway. So in 2004, I walked away from $50 million, and in November, I made a deal for $60 million. So,
I watched one of these nature shows one time, and they were talking about how a bushman finds water when it's scarce. And they do what's called a salt trap. I didn't know this. Apparently baboons love salt.
Okay.
So they put a lump of salt in a hole, and they wait for the baboon. The baboon comes, sticks his hand in the hole, grabs the salt makes his hand bigger, and he's trapped. He can't get his hand out. Now, if he's smart, all he does is let go of the salt. Baboon doesn't want to let go of the salt. Then the bushman just comes, takes the baboon, throws him in the cage, and gives him all the salt he wants. And then the baboon gets thirsty. The first place the baboon runs to is water. Bushman follows him, and they both drink to their fill. And in that analogy, I felt like the baboon. But I was smart enough to let go of the salt.